Hello. So China is known as one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world, and almost all natural disasters have occurred in the region besides volcanic eruptions. While China is still a developing country, it has much to learn in utilizing and carrying out effective disaster management techniques. So let's take a look at the history of disaster management within China. China is governed by a one-party political system under the authority of the Communist Party at the CDC. As a result, decision agencies and election officials are based upon the hierarchical structure, which is under the sole responsibility of the CPC. This means that it is a top-down approach, and it may prove to be difficult, as I will discuss later, and how this hierarchical structure proves to bring collaboration and communication between these two different agencies. So when we look at the organizational implementation pattern, it is much unlike the U.S., which has FEMA. China lacks a central and unified national response agency. Instead, the disaster management is separated into 8 different governmental departments. During research, I found a graph showing different common disaster hazards that have occurred in the past 30 years in China. I found earthquakes and floods have had the highest frequency, and the most being storms, which occurred 200 times in the past 30 years from the year 1980 to the year 2010. Okay, so when we look at the participants and contributors of emergency management in China, there is the EM office, or the EMO, the Ministry of Civil Affairs, or MCA, which is responsible for managing different relief efforts, and the military and police force, which have all played a significant role very recently, such as the Sichuan earthquake in 2008, and there's also strict control of NGOs, or non-governmental organizations, and volunteer teams. So let's look and analyze potential weaknesses of the system. Okay, ready? As I said before, it is a structure heavily administered by a central government that creates a gap between the responsibilities between local and central governments. There is also a lack of collaboration and communications. Again, the absence of a centralized government has created a multi-level approach to disaster management, which sometimes can be confusing, and also there is a lack of public consciousness and education regarding the disasters. What I'm going to talk about now is 2 case studies that I looked up and researched, and kind of see how the evolution of disaster management has changed in the country of China. I think disaster management really took its toll when the SARS outbreak in 2003 occurred. It was heavily criticized internationally for failing to maintain this disaster. And it really exposed the lack of roles and responsibility between government agencies. As a result, it kept valuable information secret, it also used media to downplay the disasters, and that also proved to be a thorn in the side of the central government. Also, we see the establishment of the National Emergency Response Plan, which was dubbed NERP, on January 8, 2008, as a result of the poor management of the SARS outbreak. Now, we have a completely different response in 2008 during the Webcam earthquake of 2008. It was heavily praised due to the new disaster management policies that had been utilized, which is the whole point of it. It created professional search and rescue teams, the importance of early warning systems, and it really tried to educate the general public for public awareness and potential future disasters, which is imperative of disaster management. So we see here that even though China is transforming and changing and reforming its emergency management system, it has done a lot in the past couple of years, and as you can tell from what I've been teaching you guys, and it's going to continue to change along with new improvements and incorporations of new technologies and new awarenesses to mitigate these different disasters. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this quick little lecture I gave to you, and I hope you're having a good day.